Hello, this is Bernadette Chenley coming to you from my home school office in Trinidad and Tobago, and I welcome Hillary to Marketing Moms Trinidad and Tobago. Hillary and I do a hangout once a week. Um, we do a hangout once a week, and this month, July, we are focusing on lead generation. And today, in particular, we are talking about how to use social media to generate leads for your business, how to boost sales, how to get the right people who you want to be in front of to get to see you. And behind me, I'll explain gently. I was doing a project in getting rid of my Montessori equipment because my youngest kid is 9 years old, so I'm getting rid of it. So I got to put it all out to see what I have. So that's why it's on the floor. So now I can block it. Okay, Hillary. What do you have to say about yourself today?
Well, Hillary Fraser's here, marketing mom. My mission is to get as many moms home, like what I did, leaving my full-time corporate job and realizing that, you know what, the mother in the home has great value, but you also have to provide and contribute in a certain way, not putting all your education and degrees to waste, but actually applying it in a different way, helping other people. And that is my mission, bringing moms home.
Excellent, excellent. All right. Today we're talking about, continuing from last week, we talked about lead generation. Today we're talking about how to use social media to generate leads for your business. Now, when I have been speaking to a couple of actual brick and mortar businesses, startup companies, etc., the hardest thing for anybody to grasp is that social media is the way to grow your business. You asked the question, where are people spending their time? And most of them are spending their time online. They're on YouTube, they're on Instagram, they're on Facebook, they're on Twitter, and LinkedIn, of course. But the thing is, if you have a business, you need to be present on those social sites, those social platforms. And when they grasp that concept, they say, "All right, no problem. I have to be where my to-be customers are." So they go on those social platforms and then they start saying, "Buy this, buy that, buy that, buy that." And that's all they do. They put a post about what they sell. Now, what are they called? They're called social platforms. So if you keep saying buy, 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 buy all day long, are you being social?
Nope. You're actually being a billboard, and social hates billboards.
And I hate billboards. I actually purposely and intentionally do not look at billboards. Why? Because they're going to cause me to get into an accident. Simple, plain truth. I can't look at those digital boards and they constantly jump out at you because they're changing colors, you know, especially at night. They go from green to red to yellow. And I intentionally do not look at them because I could run into the guy in front of me. And then my next question is after, okay, so me, the driver, I don't look at the digital board. What are the rest of the passengers doing in the car, Hillary?
They're either talking to you or talking amongst themselves, you know, if it's depending on the time of day, because I remember, or whether they're on their phone. I remember seeing that when I was growing up, we weren't on our phones. We had these little cue cards with words that we were learning, right? Learning spelling and all that type of stuff. That's what I remember doing in the car.
That's what you did in the car.
But yes, a lot of the young people now, you know, they're even unfortunately drivers. They would have their little phone stuck up there on whatever gadget for them to be able to access it easily, and they're checking email. One day I actually saw a guy reading his Kindle in the traffic. That was how funny it was.
I do that. I'm guilty. But I mean, the traffic doesn't move for 5 minutes. I actually put my car in the park and I read at least 2, 3 paragraphs before we have to move.
Well, that's brave. I don't do that. But everywhere you go, people, they're on their phones. I haven't been to the bank to stand up in a line for a while. I intentionally don't do that. But the last time I did go, I think there were 2 people who weren't on their cell phones. And we're talking about a line of maybe 20 people. There were 2 people who weren't on their cell phones. And, I'm sure if you took a camera and hovering over, different age groups, 90% of them might be on Facebook. I don't know. But that's just a wild guess.
And what we discovered this weekend as well, is that the retired age group are actually becoming very Facebook savvy, if that's the word. They're on Skype, they're on Facebook, they're on YouTube, on Google Hangouts, because that's how they connect with their family, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how do you as a business use social media to boost your sales and to generate leads for you? Go ahead, Hillary.
Well, as you said, you have to be social. You mentioned that before because that's what it is, a social platform. You have to, in a way, try to engage people where they're at. Okay. Now, it's important that you understand, okay, what is your business offering? And you have to know who to target on social media so that you can engage, pull out of their life stories then how their life needs you as a business, not pushing your product on them. So if you are Huggies, for example, right, you are going to reach out to mothers, all right, mothers of newborn babies, but you're not going to say, buy Huggies, buy Huggies, buy Huggies, okay? You're probably going to give them a story of what they're experiencing right now. Is the baby waking up 3 hours every night because the diaper's wet?
And what tip that I gave you the other day, when your baby diaper gets soaked at night?
Use a bigger size. Use one size up. Well, I actually think Olivia is losing weight. Olivia might be losing weight because we went down a size and now it's too big and it's leaking. So I don't know what's going on. But anyway, but that is a situation in a mother's life who has children in Pampers stage that Huggies is going to want to utilize to sell their Pampers. They don't want to just come and say, okay, buy Pampers, buy Pampers, buy Pampers, like the billboard effect. No, you have to connect with people on a human level relating to their life. Pull their life into your selling and your marketing, I should say, not selling. Pull their life stories into your marketing. And then you're bringing them to you. You're bringing them to you. They're more interested in what you have to offer. Even tips, as Bernie, you just said it. When you give tips, free advice. There's an example of a jewelry company that was able, a small jewelry company that was able to pull customers from other jewelry companies because they gave tips on how to clean gold, how to clean platinum, what types of, like all the different types of diamonds, the carats, all of this information to the market of people who were looking for that. Right? They never once sold them an item. They just gave them information about jewelry. And eventually, those same people who gathered the information, they decided, well, you know what, since they gave me all this information about it, I might as well buy from them.
They go looking for the buy button. And that's what you want. That's how you want to generate leads. And that's how Facebook, as simple as it is, without you having to say, this is what I sell. I mean, you could be giving, let's say, for instance, you sell fashion for children. You want to talk about the birthday parties. You want to talk about how to make sure, for instance, when they go to the birthday party, that you don't put children in these scratchy, what do you call it, pretty
Fufu dresses.
Fufu dresses. Used to send me buzzers. But anyway, because this child is just puttering around with all this pretty stuff on them, and then you see the ice cream just all over the dress and the soft drink all over the dress.
And then you're upset.
And then you're upset that they're dirty the nice, pretty outfit that you just bought, and they're not looking pretty anymore. They look like they've just been dragged through the buffet. But
children will be children.
And then they eat all this stuff off the table, and then instead of wiping on napkins, it goes all over the clothes.
In the hair, everywhere.
Yes. Anyway, you brought up an excellent point just now about when you share share information about what you sell. All right, so you solve the problems to the people who need products and services that you sell. So you give them information, valuable information. Now, while you're doing the valuable information, another very important part that I believe it started with Twitter is you need to use the hashtag, okay? So instead of sitting down saying hashtag social media, hashtag bell, hashtag shoe, hashtag clothes, okay? You need to find 2 or 3 hashtags really that you want to be absolutely found for. Like right now, we are working on lead generation, so we're going to be going hashtag lead generation when we put out posts, and hashtag social media marketing when we put out posts. And, you know, particularly because that's the group of people that we're aiming and hoping that our post, our update post will find. And that's how you use social media. A lot of people I know say they don't like Twitter because it's ridiculous that they have to deliver a sentence or a message in less than 140 characters. But I think it's awesome because it's actually forcing your brain to say the minimum number of words that delivers the message in a bang, because most people don't have time to hear 50 words. The minute anybody goes on and on and on and on and on talking, they're like, okay, gone, bye, see you later. So it's a news channel. Yes, there are thousands of people on there. But if you do the right way, if you use Twitter the right way, you will be found on when people do a search in your area. Localize your Twitter. So in your bio, definitely put the area that you belong to. So that's how you use social media to boost yourself within your local area. Okay, so every time you come up, they're going to see your local, geo target. You will
geo targeting.
Because, like for instance, if you're a restaurant or you're a photographer, because you're not going to fly, you know, from wherever you're located to 5 hours away to do a gig, you know, really. So certain companies definitely need to be geo targeted. And another thing that we have to do when we're using social media is you need to reshare other people's posts. That just shows your how you would say, your generosity. I mean, I was watching Wimbledon yesterday and we didn't have internet, so we were only able to see the last 5 minutes of the game, which was kind of sad. But anyway, we missed, what's his name, Djokovic, hitting up his racket on his shoe and tearing his clothes. And so anyway, my father-in-law made a very good point. He says he has not seen a good sportsman as Federer, because Federer, whether he's losing, whether he's gotten a great point, whether he's won the match, whether he's won the final, he does not behave in a way that rubs it in your face. He does not behave in a way that makes the other person feel horrible. You know, even in this match, when Federer lost to Djokovic, Federer actually reached the net before Djokovic reached the net. You know, I mean, it's great that way. So resharing other people's posts is also important.
I don't have any comeback for that one, Penny.
Oh, okay, all right.
I mean, that I'm like here and I'm just like, you could not have said it better, you know. Coming from, I think, you know, because sometimes business people, and we are privileged in the industry that we work in right now. We are very privileged because a lot of business people, they believe that sharing other people's information is going to cause greater competition, right? And I remember during my MBA course, we were learning about Wikinomics and the birth of Wikinomics and how it revolutionized different industries.
Your MBA in what degree?
It was a concentration in economics.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry.
and what is Wikinomics?
So Wikinomics is really the concept of sharing information so that it broadens your I don't know how to say it, but it's not, there's no formal definition, but like you see how Wikipedia was formed so that anybody could put information on any topic. What it is that what a company does is, rather than keeping information to themselves, they share it with other people, right? So they share their data. And one of the earliest examples was in the mining industry, right? Where you would think that in a mining industry, it's about drilling for ore and drilling for all sorts of minerals that are high value. Why would a mining company want to share their locations? Well, what eventually started happening is that when one company shared, another shared, and then they realized that rather than the little pocket of ore that they found, because they shared information, they found an even greater pot of minerals that neither company could have ored by themselves. So it had to be split anyway. And that was the, I guess you could say, the magic in sharing yourself and not holding information back and keeping it close to your chest. Like, this is my info, I'm not giving them my secrets. I'm not telling them about, you know, my strategies and all this kind of stuff. No, what they said was, we're gonna give it out. We're gonna share it with you. You tell us what your strategies are. We'll tell you what ours are. And then eventually they landed gold, right? So, and that was the example in the mining industry. And it's the same thing with your own business. So that when you share, when you go your whatever industry you're in for your business, when you take somebody else's information and you share that, you are showing that abundance, and abundance will flow back to you, right? That is the, you know, that's the concept. And I remember, I mean, it's only you understood it theoretically, and I still couldn't believe that a mining industry would do such a thing. We're seeing it now happening in the oil industry too, right? The oil industry used to keep, you know, the locations of their wells very secret, but now they're sharing that. And what it's doing is allowing for more collaboration between companies, and they're growing as a result.
And costs are going.
And costs are going down. Yeah.
Research costs of, what do you call it, drilling in the wrong place.
Drilling, exactly.
From the other company.
Yeah. So costs go down. So the importance of sharing, and that I mean, as you said, the abundance mentality, but it is a great shift because you're talking about changing cultures. You know, it's like in the oil and mining industries, that was cultural. You never share information. And even, I mean, in other small business industries, people want to keep things so close to them. You don't want to share this idea. You don't want to share what you're doing. And you don't realize that by sharing that information, you may actually get more back than keeping the little penny that you have, so to speak.
Exactly. Everybody benefits. Everybody benefits when you share information. Because the thing is, it'll take you, let's say, for instance, when you share what you're doing, somebody else sees it and they add their twist there, they might actually do better than you, and it's not so bad for them to do better than you because they have now achieved something from your information. So they will just naturally, if they're generous, and majority of people tend to be generous, they will reshare what they're doing with you, and then who knows, the world will be a happier place. No? Well,
Yep.
so, Hillary, you can wrap up our lovely social media.
All right.
How to use social media to generate leads
Yeah.
and boost your sales.
So today we've covered a lot in terms of social media, but what we want you to know is that if you have any other questions, concerns, or you're still a little lost in terms of, okay, how does this lead generation work? Last week we spoke about how you actually get people into a quote unquote list. You can email us at marketingmomstrinidad@gmail.com and just put in the subject line, tell me more, and we'll tell you more. All right. So this has been Hillary and Bernadette. Next week, we are still continuing with lead generation. Next week, we may get a little technical in terms of some of the tools that we use in order to actually get people from your social media, from the content that you share, into an actual email list. So we're going to get a little technical next week. All right. So again, that email address, marketingmomstrinidad@gmail.com. Just put in the subject line, tell me more, and either Bernadette or I will be responding to you. Okay? So have a wonderful day. This has been Hillary De Freitas and Bernadette Chinley, Marketing Moms Trinidad. Later.